7, and we are currently in my creative mode build. This is one of my shipyards, I guess, where where I build ships, design ships. So what I'm working on right now is actually the Valiant, and I had gotten a little bit through it, and I thought, hey, this might be a good thing to record. So maybe you guys can check out what I build here and give me some pointers, and we'll go from there. So right now what I've got is I've got the I started a little bit on the hull design. I've got 5 big thrusters in the rear. We've got 8 pointing down for those very extreme gravity planets. We've got a couple pointing forward for our stop, and I'm not quite happy yet with the side thrusters. That needs some work. So, and this is not going to be the color. This was just the color I had when I started building, so I'm going to change that later. But we've got 8 batteries in here, so this is a hydrogen ship, so we don't need a whole lot of power. We've got 4 small nuclear reactors, 2 large storage containers. We've got 16 hydrogen and oxygen generators. We've got these large Lynx gas expansion tanks. So I think these come in at a pretty hefty amount of hydrogen. So yeah, they are 80. It's bouncing around so much I can't tell. I think that big one is 80 million. No. Yes, that's what it was in the other server in the game. This one's 50 million. We got 2 of those, so we got 180 million liters of hydrogen on this ship. We've also got these 2 smaller oxygen tanks, since we won't need a whole lot of oxygen. These oxygen tanks hold 15 million liters of oxygen. So that should be plenty. We've got on either side here, port and starboard, we've got 5 gyros on each side, and then I put a couple of extra gyros on each side here. So far we've got, what is that, 10, 12, 14 gyros on this ship. I'm contemplating making it a little bit longer. This big square thing is just to hold things in place. I'll probably take that away. I did copy an earlier version of it over here because I think I'm going to want to move this front section forward. And I'd like to come to more of a point. Right now it's pretty square. So I'm thinking I might move these thrusters in a little bit, so we can get more of a line coming to a point at the front in the shape. And then I'm considering of where to build the bridge. And the inside, obviously this is a science ship, so we've got to have like laboratory and medical bays, that kind of stuff, cryopods for humans, and as far as the roleplay stuff, the alien things and whatnot. So considering where to build that, the bridge, I'm thinking whether I want to build it on top and center it and make this ship symmetrical, which I do a lot of. I mean, if you look over here at these ships that I've got, this is one of my, and these are just vanilla parts. I didn't use any of the gas expansion, but this is a tanker, hydrogen tanker. It's got like, I don't even remember how many, 16 I think, large hydrogen tanks, and like 50 something hydrogen generators. And then I've got this ship, which is kind of like an explorer ship. But I've built a lot of these symmetrical things. I mean, I've got smaller ships here. I've got a little. This one is not symmetrical, which I kind of enjoy doing. This was a small block little hauler ship. We've got 6 of the cryopods on this thing. A bunch of storage containers. It's got like 8 hydrogen tanks. You know, I've got this one, which is a large block hauler. Called that the Bug. It's just got the single cockpit on it, so there's no crew or anything interior on this ship. It's just A to B thing. And it does have, I think it's got a jump drive in there somewhere. I could be wrong. This one may not have a jump drive. Don't know if I put a jump drive on this one. What's that? H2O2 generator. Yeah, I don't know if I put a jump drive on this one. Yeah, no jump drive. So that's just a straight hauler. Got my drill and grinder ships here. They're basically the same ship, just different heads on them. This was a longer distance hauler, which I kind of thought was funny. It kind of reminded me of a ship off of like Star Trek Voyager, maybe. I don't know. Kind of reminded me of like the Delta Flyer or something. And it doesn't really look like a hauling ship, although it is. It's got, I think 3 large storage containers and 2 jump drives in there. So, or maybe just 1 jump drive. I don't remember how many jump drives are for this thing. Let's see. Just 1 jump drive. So a lot of my ships are pretty symmetrical, and I'm thinking maybe getting away from that on this ship. I was considering hanging a bridge off to the side on one of either the starboard here or maybe on the port side over here, kind of like the Millennial Falcon, or you know, if you play Star Citizen, maybe like the Caterpillar, something like that, where the bridge is hanging off the side of the ship. I think that might be kind of cool. Then maybe up on top we can have like an observation deck or something, where it's kind of a, you know, where you can look out at the stars and have your telescopes and all that good stuff. And then of course it's going to have a large array of antennas, and going to do some funky things with like spotlights and make them look like scanners and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just kind of working on this and figuring out what I want to do, how things are coming together. But it is pretty typical of a lot of my ships of how I build them. This one was actually one of the more recent ships I built, and it's a little bit different. I normally wouldn't build something like this with the cockpit forward like that, or the bridge. I mean, this ship's actually a lot bigger than it looks. I mean, if you go inside, so we've got, you know, basically a big open space here, with some TVs, fish tank, all that good stuff. We've got a cargo access there behind the door. We do have 1 cryo room here, which I built just so that if you needed to come in and get a quick refill on your oxygen and hydrogen and all that stuff, you could just pop in there. But we do have a separate quarters. So here's the cockpit, or the bridge. So we've got all kinds of data up here. I put data on the consoles here. So this ship's all built out to be used. Then if you come down here, we've got another cargo access in there. Air vent. And then we've basically got a two-person crew here, so on the port and starboard, it's pretty much mirror of each other. Oops, where's my light? There we go. So it's pretty much mirror of one another, and I didn't have any room to put a light here, so there's actually a light behind the wall, and I just increased its radius to use the bug of it shining through the wall. That's how I got a little bit of light in here. But it's kind of weird how it looks. So yeah, it's just a two-person, but I mean this ship's pretty big inside. Considering, but I do really like this kind of just 360-degree view almost. 180 view, and then up and straight up, and I mean, it's really nice. Oops, that's the wrong way. And this ship's huge. However, the crew quarters really doesn't go past kind of like what you'd think of maybe as a bulkhead right here. So everything in front of that is just cargo, and well, not cargo, but gas storage for hydrogen. Oh, and we do have some oxygen tanks in there. But inside of here, we've got like the common area. Big TV. We do have some quarters back here. Private quarters, maybe for the captain and the first mate. Again, we've got just a drop-in cryopod for maybe one of the crew or something. Cargo access here. Survival kit. And over here we've got 2 more cryopods for additional crew, and then another captain / first mate quarters. This is basically a mirror of the other side. And then again we've got a single cryopod there, and then if you go upstairs we've got the it's just kind of a, I didn't want this to be just a blank wall, so I just kind of dressed it up a little bit. But up here we've got the bridge. Get the pilot seat again. This is all decked out with all the text and everything on there. We've got all the data up on the screens. I did not fill out this this seat with any data. We've got the glassed-in gravity generator out of glass. So yeah, these are pretty good size, pretty good space inside. I should have lowered the landing gear, but there's quite a lot of empty space underneath the thing in there. But I didn't want to make it too heavy, so. And up here you can, I put a door in so you can access inside of here. So if you need to repair anything or get it stuff, and you can basically fly. You can fly all the way down there if you just, you know, go this way. There should be somewhere here where we can get out. Let's see. I thought there was. Maybe it's just back at the engines. We can get out at the back here. Maybe? No. Guess we gotta go through the door. This was a building I created actually not long ago. So I thought maybe this would be kind of cool to put in the game at some point. It's basically a manufacturing facility. It's got storage, power, gas storage for hydrogen. It's got some H2O2 generators, some engines. I think I put an oxygen tank in here somewhere. It's got 4 refineries, a bunch of assemblers. So yeah, I think that'd be a pretty cool little building to have. Maybe. We'll see. Probably giving you guys a sneak peek into things you shouldn't see yet, but that's alright. This is a pretty fun ship to build, so the idea of this is it would, the drill ship is basically a snub ship for this, so it just hangs off of this little connector here when you're traveling. And you just kind of take the whole set of ships with you. You can go mining, you can go exploring, whatever you want to do. It's got a bunch of cargo, so if you want to use it as a kind of a cargo hauler, you can do that too. It's got enough thrust to maintain, like, I think it was, how much was it? Almost 4 million kilograms on the alien planet, which is where we're building. So that's one trick I learned, is to build on the alien planet, because then I can make sure, I mean, obviously we can go out and do all the, you know, thruster calculations and whatnot to see if what we're building is actually going to hold up to whatever we want it to. But I found if I just build on the alien planet, I can test things. I can, you know, like this is flying right now. Of course, it's just a shell of a ship, basically. Well, not even a shell; it's just the guts of the ship. So it doesn't have much to hold up, but there's not any armor really on it. But it flies, so you can, you know, copy this thing, dump it somewhere, and just cut the cord and see if it flies. And obviously you don't want it to just barely fly, because you need enough room for cargo to be added to your ship. You don't want it to just fly around empty. So something else I'm considering for this ship, the Valiant, is maybe a little snub ship, like a scout ship that can maybe snub to the top of it. Right here, maybe somewhere. So you can land on a planet and then take the littler ship and go scout around with your equipment. We'll see. That'll be that's down the road here a little bit from this. So this whole time I'm thinking about what I want to do next. So let's that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move these in a little bit. Maybe like 2. And then I think that should let's see. Whoops. Yeah, and then we can get rid of all this. Yeah, like that. Okay, so come in here, put this in. I've also been trying to teach myself, well, not necessarily teach myself, but be a bit more disciplined on weight of ships. So like whenever I can avoid putting a full armor block, for example, or a row of armor blocks, I'll try to just use the half blocks. And obviously, if you're building a ship that you want to take into combat, that's another story. You probably want to build a little bit more hefty, but for stuff like this, like see right there, instead of putting a full block, I'm just going to put this half block. And then I can come in and do my this half armor slope deal. Oops. And then bring this in and just continue on. Now I'm thinking maybe I want to make this almost a straight shot from here up, instead of coming back that far, which would mean I'd have to bring this out straight a little bit more and then over. But I do kind of like cutting it back. See what this looks like from the top. See, it just seems so long. This bulk part of it just is so big and long. So maybe what we'll do is, and that's probably what I'm frustrated with on these, is there's probably just too much here that I don't like. So let's get rid of all this. If you're new to building ships, I mean, this is kind of how it goes. Like you place a few blocks, you look at it, step back, look at it, and see if it looks right, if you like it, if it's the shape you're going for, which I can't necessarily say I'm going for a specific shape at this point, but I am keeping in mind that this is a science vessel, so that's kind of what it's built around. It's not really a military vessel, so it's not military, it's not cargo, it's not really meant for hauling. It's meant for like research and exploring, a little bit of exploring kind of thing. I mean, maybe the cargo could be medical cargo or research cargo, or maybe you're on a planet and you're looking for a certain protein or something that can be used in medicine, and you got to synthesize that protein and take back samples to headquarters or whatever the case may be. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this ship. Is that kind of ship. So yeah, let's continue here. Go bring this out one, and then I'll add the this block. And then maybe go forward. How's that look from the top? It's a little better. To probably bring this out a little bit more, and then do something like that. Maybe that, and then we'll put in another one of these. Question is, I think this dish is far enough forward to not take damage from those, and may not even take damage because I think it's just a single block in the middle of that causes damage, and this should be out of that area, even if it was too close. So I think we're good on that. And honestly, this is kind of distracting me, so I'm going to take this off. I mean, I don't need it now anyway. I used it for something earlier before I started recording. Yeah, so now I can get a little bit better of an eye on what I'm looking at. So I think I do want to build the Millennial Falcon. I call it Millennial. The Millennium Falcon. Off on the side. And I think because I'm American, I'm going to put it on the left. Just so I can piss all you other guys off that are used to driving on the right. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Actually, before we do anything, because I don't want... As I'm building this with this color, I've got that ship and that ship in my mind. So to avoid letting that bleed through my creativity here, I am going to change this to white clean armor, and we'll build with that. So now that color is out of my mind, and I'm not looking at this as one of those other ships right now. I did copy the this cowling across the or on the back of the thrusters from this ship, just because I thought that looked cool to have the thing inset back behind that. So that was done intentionally. I haven't figured out how to integrate these vertical ones yet, and I might even do, instead of 3 vertical, I might just change it to 2 and 2, and then take the center one out. So we get 4 instead of 5. You've only got 2 pointing forward, so I don't want to overload these things trying to stop the ship. It's kind of good to balance your forward and back, although I tend to put more weight towards the forward thrusters and not the reverse thrusters. So let's take a quick look at that, and I'm probably going to bounce around a lot just because my eye catches something and I'm like, I need to change that, or maybe my brain just isn't working on what I'm thinking it's working on, so I'll move to another task. Let's get rid of these. And let's do... Let's see, how's that work? Actually 4, 6. So we might actually end up with 6 instead of 5, not 4. That's right. So, yeah, let's go 8. And rotate. Yeah, something like that. Why can't that attach? Because that's attached. So let's move that to here. Get rid of this. Not that I need to leave it attached, it can fly by itself, but I still just like to leave it attached so that we're safe, so nothing weird happens. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I wonder, will one fit in the middle? No, it won't, because there's like... But we can put... having a little bit of redundancy between these things, so I'm going to put the connectors there. Okay, so what I was thinking was on the thrusters, Go to small, something like that. How's that look? Kind of like that. Maybe add another one to the top and bottom. Do I want to inset it back? Or do I want to keep it at the same level? I kind of like that, actually. Don't mind that. We can see if that's going to cause any issues with the cowling later. Should be fine, but we'll see. When we start adding skin to the back area here. Now side thrusters are really lacking. What do we want to do? How do we want to handle that? I could... Are we on mirror? Yes. I could take these out and put... Well, okay. Whoa. Okay. Apparently oxygen tanks blow up too. I thought just hydrogen did. That's fine. Alright, so let's see. Maybe we want to do something like that. Well, that sticks out a little bit more than I like. I kind of wanted this line, other than the cockpit bridge, to be, I kind of wanted this line to be the farthest thing sticking out. And with that like that, do you have any option to move these things in a little? No. Because we only got one spot in the middle. If we had three, we could move each side in one, but the way it is, it's not going to work, so... Well, the same condition there. I don't want to put side thrusters up front of the ship. That would just be weird. The other thing is, do we want to add one like that? What do you think? I think if we're going to add that big one there, I think it's kind of balanced to add the second one there. It kind of makes it not as awkward to have just one sticking out the side like that. So, I mean, if it was set back, I wouldn't mind just having one. But considering there's two, and now they're interrupting with my cowling along the side of the ship, I think that's good, actually. Alright, so these are not being fed somehow, so let's get these so that they're fired up. There's one, and I guess there's the second one. Go on both sides. Yep. So I need to go in and add those oxygen tanks back. And where can we put those? I guess we can just rotate them forward like that. Do any of these have openings? No, they do not. Okay. So right there. So I'm thinking all of this area here is kind of like the interior of the ship. And maybe we can walk back here for something. Actually, that'd probably be the access to the snub ship up top. So you'd come here, maybe walk up some stairs, and then have an exit somewhere to get outside to the snub ship. Yeah, we'll see how that's gonna work. And I do like having the bridge off to the side because that really opens up what we can do up here. So We might even be able to add, I don't know how weird it's going to look, but if we want to add another radar dish up top somewhere, or maybe 2 of them even, make it look kind of cool. We've also got the laser radar. That is an interesting thing. What do we got on the decorative blocks? Did they add anything that looks like some kind of sensor? Yeah, they got this, actually that looks pretty cool. They got this beacon. So that beacon is interesting looking. Looks kind of like some radio equipment, which I guess technically a beacon would be. So we can integrate that into our communication array or sensor array, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's pretty small compared to that. But that's okay. Alright, let's see how we want to do this bridge. So I'm thinking if we hang it like somewhere here, maybe we could have the entrance to the ship like here, and then you would either go straight on to the bridge here, or you turn left and go into the inside of the ship. Of course, this is going to be up a little 1 block because I need to cover this up. Now normally I would, you know, use the flat armor like this to just cover this up if I needed to, but we need to be able to build on top of it with various pieces of equipment. So you can't do that if you do this. So we are going to have to use basically the interior blocks, which are lighter than the armor blocks, but they are heavier than, well, the full armor blocks, but they are heavier than the half block, or the armor flat plates. So we do have some barrels and things that we could put in there and make it look like, you know, we got some kind of liquid storage. What are these? Scaffolding? I don't really see that being much use to us. The hollow LCDs could be good. Some of these inset buttons and panels and things might look pretty good. What else we got? We got some buttons, we got some pipe caps, which might be kind of cool looking. I don't know if we can just snap them onto a wall, because it look kind of cool as like almost like a cryo storage or something lid. Maybe we can always just put a conveyor end or something where these can snap to if it doesn't snap to just the wall. Let's see what else we got. These turret controllers would be kind of a cool looking like console, even though they don't, you know, we may not set it up to do anything, it's just for the looks of it. What else we got? Wasteland, nothing really techie in there. Sparks of the Future. Yeah, nothing really catches my eye. Warfare. That's another one, the light panel, something I was considering maybe adding to the outside of the ship, make it look like some kind of like scanner You know, these small warfare reactors are kind of cool too. They almost look like they almost look like a tank or something. Like, it's too bad you can't have like bubbles or something in there. Kind of blue, 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 blue. Look like a some kind of, you know, cryo tank or holding tank or something for bios. But that might be something we can add too. I mean, the issue is they're kind of heavy, so I don't know if I really like that idea. But we can take a look. What else you got? Windows, nothing. You do got some new wall blocks, pipes, and lights, inset lights, and things like that. These access panels might look pretty cool in some places. I do like all the signage that they've added. It's not gonna do anything. So once we get to the interior design, it looks like we got quite a few things we can mess with. I haven't looked at all the new stuff yet, so well, I've looked at it, but not too closely, I guess. Alright, this has got the interior floor. So let's just build, just for starters, just to get something here. We've got, let's see, that goes all the way there. Start with that. Let's add another row here, and then we'll add in the area here. So there's kind of our floor. And we can make little modifications here and there, so it's not just a big flat thing. And then we're going to need the access over to here. Let's get that built in. Okay. You know, at some point we're also going to have to put a couple of turrets on this thing just to defend from asteroids, and if we get in a scuff with any little drones or anything. I mean, in general, you just want to fly away with this. And honestly, you know, I haven't even said what the plan is for this ship when we go to Pike. So, you know, maybe we won't even be able to fly it, depending on the situation. So we'll see. But I do want to design it as though it's a real usable ship, because we might end up using it, may not, but it needs to feel like it actually exists in the world. And the best way to do that is just to do it this way, and then maybe I can, you know, we'll be able to use it in other games and stuff too. That looks like a little cat sitting right there. What is that? I don't even know what that is. What is that? Oh, it's my little private jetpack, or my personal jetpack I built. Yeah. So this is outdated. So let's get rid of this. I think we've got enough room here to do what we need. I don't think we need to push this forward. I think this is plenty big enough. Alright, so how big do we want our bridge to be? Something like that maybe. Have it stick forward. Now these aren't necessarily the finishing geometry, I'm just kind of getting an idea for how we want to do this. I think that sticks too far back, honestly. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So what I want to do is remove the outside here and replace it with armor blocks, because we don't want these interior blocks to be on the exterior. I mean, you could, but I don't want them, so. Oh, come on. Why are those not white? Or is it just the... I guess they're the same color, it's just the difference. So we want the... Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about maybe having this stick farther forward. Something like that. And then not have this go back as far. So maybe to like there. And kind of like that. Alright, let's see if we can get a little bit of a shape out of this thing. So let's go here. I think we'll do something like... something like that maybe. Yeah, like that. Do I want this back to be that same shape, or do I just want it to be... You know what, actually? I'm gonna go the opposite way. Let's do... Oh wait, that's the same... Hang on. What am I thinking? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So do that, and then maybe we will take it back another, like that. Or, no, I don't want that. Let's get rid of that. Because up here, I want to do, where's my 1x2, 1x1, by 1. So up here I want to do this. Find the piece that attaches to that. There we go. So let's see, can I get this one there? Yes. And there. And then I can get my this one in there. There. Maybe we'll just go back. Four. I think we need to add this piece. To that. To get that in there. I think we'll go with just a let's see, how do we do that? Just go here and then add, oops, and just add this to that. Can I do that? How do I do that? Do I have to add it to the outside? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Now I want to add the oops, it's the wrong. Do you want a full block there? I think we do. Let's build it out and see how it looks. Oh shoot, I don't know if I like that actually. Maybe we should build it like this first. I'm not a fan of that little lip that sticks out. Can I... is that on both sides of that thing? Let's see. So if I rotate this around... okay, good. So that got rid of that little lip. that? I guess so. Okay. And that. And this would be. That one. What do we think? Kinda like it. Okay. I think what I'll do is come back about 3/4 of the way to maybe like here, where that actually it'd be here because the wall would come in there. So maybe to here, and the rest of this will be solid wall. And I'm actually thinking about sloping it forward. So it's kind of like got like the forward-leaning look to it. Let's go 8 and 3 and no, is that the one I want? I don't think I want that one. Yeah, let's do it. So go to there, and then 4 there. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. And I just feel like it's too short. Is it too short? Do we need to make it taller? I feel like if it made it taller, it'd be out of proportion. Yeah, I don't think it would look very good if I made it another block high. It'd be too much of a rectangle and not as much of a lean, long arrow. So let's just leave it the way it is there. And I think I'm going to take these out. Let's just see what it looks like with something like this. Get a little bit of the structure here so you can see what I'm working with. That way. Is that how we want to do that? I don't know. No, that angle doesn't match what's on the front of the ship. That's not what we want. Okay, let's rethink this here. So we want, I think we want something like this actually. And that's going to be a solid wall. We can continue that solid wall there. And then this is the part that's going to be weird, is getting these two to come together. Making it look right. don't have a block like that, I don't think. And that's the closest you can get, but that's not going on that edge. We do want to just do that and make it easy. I think that's okay. I don't mind that so much, actually. So let's just bring that back there. And this whole roof can just fill in with the square half block. Let's see what that looks like. I don't like when these two different angles come together. So I'm thinking maybe something like that. And do we make it the extreme and go out that far with it? I feel like this bottom piece should be like that, maybe. Is that too much of a slope on that thing? I don't mind it. I just, there's no block that's gonna put these two together. Unless they added something in these new ones that I hadn't seen yet. Well, that's actually kind of a cool block. So maybe we take these out, put in this in instead. That's not bad. And that's a huge sweep for that. Do we want that much of an extreme? Also, do we want this to be a point like that? I don't know. Let's build it out and see how we like it. I don't even know if a block that would do that. Maybe? Yeah, that one. Man, that's awkward. I feel like this should be something different. Like that. I don't think there's a block that does that angle though. Let's see what we can find under 7. Yeah, it's a full square, square. It's the only one that comes close. No, it's the wrong one anyway. Let's look at 6. Nothing. 8. Maybe something like that, but the opposite side. Light armor slope transition tip. Light armor slope transition tip mirrored. There we go. So now we need the light armor slope transition whatever. If they've got one. know. I just don't know. Yeah, none of these have that cut edge that I need. So, because the only thing that fits there would be like this thing, right? Oh, come on. Yeah. That's the only thing that fits there. Which then that goes back to the... which I guess wouldn't be horrible. Let's see how that looks. It's not bad. We just need to find this transition piece, which I think they do have this one somewhere. Yeah, right there. I'm not a fan of that. If we're going with this now, all I have to do is bring this over here, put that there, take that out. They don't have a piece like that, so yeah, we're back to square one. Maybe, let's see. Let's see what they got that'll fit in here. Yeah, there we go. Saved by the new blocks, thank you. Don't like how this edge is broken in the middle. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not my favorite thing either. Let's see if we can find something better. Maybe there is a... let's see if we go 6 here. Let's see. What's the block I'm thinking of? That's not gonna work. What block am I thinking of? Yeah, I don't know, we might be stuck with that. We might be stuck with it. If I can find the right one again. There it was. That's a little bit different. Possible to continue that up. Let's see. about something like that. Block like that though. Nope. Light armor slope transition mirrored. Armor slope. I don't know. Trying to find the right block there. Okay. Just stuck with the that. We might come back to that at some point. Now is where I get a little bit too overwhelmed by looking at that, so we'll let it sleep on that, and let's move on to the next thing. So part of what I want to do is take this, actually, just put a cockpit in here. And oh, we can go right up against the glass. I don't want to do that though. Let's go here, and I want to copy this whole thing. Dump it over there somewhere. So we're going to delete this. So I periodically like to check my ship to see how the gyros are doing, gyroscopes. So is my ship going in? And the roll is a little bit weak. Turning isn't bad, but I think I'm going to probably need double of what I've got by the time the ship is all covered with a skin. For the ship to work well. actually, is this cockpit too small? No, actually, it's pretty big for that ship. Nice big bridge, so I don't mind it. I think it's good. We'll get it tied into the skin of the ship as we build it. May rethink of the entrance. I don't know if it's going to be super viable being in between here. I don't know how well that's going to work out. So we'll take a look at that. For tonight, I am going to call it an evening. And we've been recording for a while, so I'll probably put this out as part 1 to this little short build mini-series, I guess. So, yeah. So thank you guys, and we will catch you later. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you later, and we'll continue this build at some point. We also got a lot of work to do on our survival series, so we will continue, but have a good one.